Hi, Alex Westmore here again with my second installment on writing tips and tricks. Again, I'm an award-winning author of 35 novels, and so some people just want to hear what I have to say. So I gave you the first 3 books that impacted my writing the most, and the one that I'm going to look at today is, again, Wired for Story by Lisa Cron. And the reason that it changed everything about the way I write is because it really gave me an insight into the brain. Brain science is really important because that's what we're feeding. And I think that that's vital for us to understand what is the brain doing when a reader is reading. What's interesting is that when you ask somebody why they read, they will tell you a variety of reasons, usually escapism. I try to escape. Well, that's surface level conscious thought about why they pick up a certain book or a certain genre. What I found fascinating is the fact that as they're reading for entertainment or enjoyment or education or whatever, the brain is doing something different. You see, the brain has one purpose in this life, one, and that is to keep us alive. That's it. So what the brain is constantly doing at millions of things a minute is making sure that it can take in information that will keep us alive. So on a very different level, as you're reading for enjoyment and your main character has to round this corner and doesn't know what's around that corner, the reptilian mammalian part of your brain is taking note for future use. And that doesn't matter whether you're writing a romance or a mystery or anything. Your brain is constantly looking to save you, to have this information. What if this should happen to me? So you might be reading it and going, oh, this is fun and this is great and whatever, but your brain is like, okay, what do we do if my sister sleeps with my boyfriend? What would I do if I come upon a dead body in an alley? And so it's squirreling away this information because that's its job. So there are a lot of different levels to the brain that you want to make sure you feed because that's what's going to make reader appreciation and reader satisfaction, even though they may not know why this affected them so much. Have you ever watched a movie where you're like, God, I don't know, I just was really impacted by that because something on a deeper level than your consciousness, it resonated. So Wired for Story gives you that insight into what part of the brain, what's going on, and how do we get that? Oh, this is what's happening. That the reader is reading for this, and yet there's still the brain going, okay, if this would happen to me, or the what ifs, right? Life is fascinating with a what if. What if this should happen? What would you do, right? People wearing a bracelet. What would Bruce Willis do? whoever is that. We're constantly enamored with the what if scenario. Why? Because that's what keeps you alive. And that's your brain's job. So while you might be entertaining the little teeny tiny part of your brain that needs to be educated, the bigger part of your brain is going, I got to get this information just in case it happens to us. We are not completely at a loss. Isn't that interesting? More about this next time. This is Alex Westmore. Check me out on alexwestmore.net or on Facebook. And thanks for watching. Bye. Hi again, it's Alex Westmore with my 3rd installment of Writing Tips and Tricks. Today I'm going to read a little bit from, again, my favorite book, Wired for Story by Lisa Cron, talking about what is story and why is story so important.